Hello and welcome to a new video, welcome to a new vlog, welcome back to another day in my life in New York City, a Sunday. Shocker, it's always when this is happening. Actually, it gives me a thought that I never introduce myself in those videos. I just assume you've been here for a while or it doesn't really matter. Maybe we should change. Let's redo this intro. I'm trying to think of another way to start the videos, but I'm so used to saying the same thing that I can't start with introducing myself. I feel like I'm back in school or in corporate world where everyone has to go around the table and introduce themselves, which I think as an introvert, it is definitely traumatizing to do that, which is probably why I never introduce myself, but let's do it. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. I am living in New York City. Specifically, I live on the Upper East Side in Manhattan. I am French, just in case my accent doesn't give it away. I have been in New York City for 15 years, almost 16, which is insane. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment, but not completely. I live with my dog. I'm just the only one responsible to pay the bills here. But the most important part of my life is obviously Harrison, my dog, and I am so grateful to have him because I feel like we've built quite a nice little life here in New York City. It is challenging because, you know, as all big cities, it's very hard to live in, especially if you are doing it alone. I don't know, even as an introvert, I managed to find peace and quiet in the city, sometimes in this apartment, like right now. If this is your first time being here, welcome. Before we start the vlog, I'm gonna say exactly what I say all the time. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you are happy to be here, if this is your first time here, and leave me a comment and let me know how you are doing this spring in New York City, because we are slowly defrosting, and that, my friend, is well deserved. How was that? Did I complete the challenge? I mean, it is definitely cringe to introduce yourself. I guess I did it. First time ever introducing myself on my own channel. Let's see if I keep that in the edits. First challenge of a vlog completed. Let's move on and let's actually start this video. Let's have a serious chat because it's probably on the title of this video. I decided to stay another year in New York City. 15 years is a lot. Let's see if I can make it to 16. I am halfway there at this point, and life is going so fast. It is crazy. Every beginning of the year is quite stressful on my end because I need to make a decision on whether or not I will be moving from the apartment that I'm in, leaving the city, leaving the US, go back to France. All those things are always on my mind at the end of the year, beginning of the year, and obviously you need to do what you can do. I mean, I'm not someone who's gonna go crazy on a whim. Not anymore. I did, and that's exactly what brought me to New York City. Maybe if you want, one day I'll tell you the story of how I ended up here. For now, what I can say is I have decided to stay another year in the city, and no, I am not moving from this apartment either. I made the decision. It was not an easy one to stay in this apartment, which, let's be honest, I love. I love how big it is for a one-bedroom apartment. I like my decor, even though it's not finished after 3 years. I like that it's located right next to Central Park. I mean, not next because I'm not that rich, but close enough to Central Park that Harrison can still have his favorite time of the day over there. And you know, Central Park is my gym. We walk a lot. Also, my work is in Manhattan, and it's also something for me, like I am extremely anxious and very introverted. I am gonna be honest with you. I haven't been able to take the subway since last December, so it's been 3 months. I cannot do it every time I want to go downtown and I want to go explore. It's something that, for me, not having a commute and just being able to hop on a bike or walk around, it is something that I take into consideration in my living situation. take a shot every time I say situation. Anyhow, this might come as a surprise to some of you because you know that this apartment is far from perfect, especially when we're talking about the noise. Not from the street, even though living in New York City, you would think that could be the main reason. No, this apartment is poorly built and I hear everything from my neighbors to a point where I hear my neighbors in her bed dropping gas. I don't know how to say that politely, but yeah, she farts and I hear it. So I hear, private conversations of people. Thankfully, my private conversation usually happen in French and I don't think anyone speaks French. It's really hard because I feel that they don't give a crap. They don't give a flying fly if I can hear all their business. That's definitely the most annoying part of this apartment, but otherwise, it's all good. You can't have it all in life, and surely you cannot have it all in New York City. When you live in the city and you're just, normal income, you're definitely not gonna get all the comfort that you want. This is definitely a luxury and it comes with a lot of stress, but with my situation right now, I was not in a position to move. Obviously, the biggest factor was financial, and I'm not gonna go into a lot of details, but moving is expensive, especially in New York City. I did not expect for my dog to need a surgery, which if you have pets, you know that it can get quite expensive. So having to drop several thousands of dollars in January, all my fund money, also kind of emergency fund, went into that, and I had to play it safe. I signed the lease, even though I'm not gonna lie, my heart was not completely in it. I wish I could have moved. I definitely wanted to move, but the reality was that it was the most sensible decision that I could make. First, for financial reason, and also for the fact that I'm an anxious person, my dog is anxious, and he doesn't do well with change. So I know that if I would move him from a different apartment, it would take him a while to stay alone and feel comfortable. And I don't know, he's been through a lot already this year. In case you haven't seen the video, he had a tumor removed as well as his balls. It was enough. We've only been 3 months into this year. It's a hard pill to swallow because I would have loved to just tell you, hey, I'm moving, and being so excited because I know that it would have made me so happy. You can't always do what you want. You need to do what you can. Talking about moving or staying, it's always a source of stress for me. So I need to calm down and I need to breathe and I need to slow down when I speak. I'm gonna try that right now. It's okay, we're okay. I am safe, you're safe. It's Sunday, there's no rush. And it wouldn't be a Sunday vlog without me cleaning or tidying. I had that burst of energy where I needed to put a podcast and clean my place. So dust is done, vacuum is done, mopping is done. The only thing that is left to do is tidying my desk. A real mess right now. Need to organize a little bit where everything goes because I do have some empty drawers, and that is definitely a luxury when living in New York City. So let's put a time lapse and let's see how it goes. But let me show you my mess because yes, I can be a messy person. I was looking for a piece of paper, but I couldn't find, and this is the mess of it. This is a mess of my drawer, and also the downside of being a photographer and also filming vlogs is I have cables everywhere. Every corner of this apartment has electronics. I am lucky enough to have a desk with 2 drawers and they're overfilled, not organized. I've been here before. You've been here before. If this is not your first rodeo on this channel, let's organize this crap. I'm so glad this is done. It definitely needed to happen. And the good news, these drawers are finally filled. Yeah, very productive Sunday. I really wanted to get a heads up on this upcoming week. It is a short work week for us because we are going to France. It's been 8 months since I've seen my family and it was time. It was totally unexpected. I did not think that I would see them before May or this summer. I had to take some days off, and also I just looked at the flights. They were so cheap for the period. I paid $528. I don't remember the last time I paid so low for a flight. Usually I pay close to $1,000, if not above $1,000. This is meant to be. We're not moving. We still have a little money. Technically, I paid with my dad's credit card because I do have some euros to use that I didn't cash at the bank here because, you know, I didn't want to lose money with conversion. So girl math, free flight for me. I won't see it out of my bank account. I am so excited to be going, but I think it's also why I am so anxious. I like to plan and I like to take my time. I booked the flight last week. We're leaving in 3 days. It's a short trip. I'm going for 10 or 11 days. I want to be with my family, but I also want to rest. I just want to change scenery. So in the next vlog, you're probably gonna see me pack and go, and we'll travel together. Yeah, I'm going to France. It's so weird to say. As if I didn't have enough electronics, I ordered some more. But this should help me, and it will also come with me on my trip. This big box for this little thing. I will never understand why. This should be the answer to this, which is always falling into my sweaters and into my t-shirts. Sometimes it means I have to redo the audio, so it means I have to refilm the entire content. I found this option, DJI Mic Mini. It should be functional with Android as well, meaning I could take content with my phone and not just the camera. I saw the option that this mic, not only is it smaller than this Rode one, which I love. Let me be clear about that. I love this mic. It is so reliable, but it's very bulky. This was $45 and it's going to help me if I go to France. I know I want to vlog and show you a little bit about my hometown and where I'm from, and we could take a walk together. Let me know if this is something you would like to see in the next video. Maybe I won't be taking this camera since I'm going on such a short trip. And if that is the case, this connecting to my phone could be amazing. Let's open it. A very small box, a very small bag, and all this was in it. Look at the size of this mic. It is so small. This is what I'm using right now. And this is not a tech review. Maybe when we go on a walk later, we can put it to the test. I actually couldn't help myself. Look how small this one is. And it took me a while to figure out where was the magnet, because if I plug it here, then I don't have that problem that this one had where I could only put it on the edge of my collar. Let's see how they sound, but I think I found a way better solution to my problem. This is always a win. This is not sponsored. I bought it. This might be the best upgrade that I've done because it means I don't have to redo my shots over and over again. We are in the park, and as you can see, I am all bundled up. This week, weather-wise, has been crazy in New York. We started the week with 22 degrees Celsius, and then in the middle of the week, we had rain, then we had snow. Yesterday was a gorgeous day with blue sky, but a blizzard, so it was freezing. And today it's pretty mild. So basically, I feel like we had spring, summer, and we're back into the fall. I was wondering what to make for dinner, but with this weather, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna make a cabbage soup.
because it definitely is still soup weather here in New York, and I think some vegetables before trip is going to be nice. My body needs some good nutrients. Harrison is right now enjoying the weather. We're both enjoying the fresh air. And I think we're gonna loop back home because we've been out for close to an hour already. That is something that I'm trying more and more on Sundays. I do not want to rush anymore and I want to take my time. It's not just about doing the tasks and, crossing off your to-do list. I want to also take the time to just breathe and take care of myself. And if that means staying on a big walk, it is. If it means going shopping, it will be. That's actually what we did yesterday, but today we were productive at home, and also I am filming, so it's a Sunday alone, but I've been talking a lot. I spent close to 2 hours on the phone with different people this morning, and now I'm talking to you. I've been talking to you through the day. Even alone, I do feel that I'm getting social time somehow because I'm never silent. Harrison, are you ready to go? This is how he is, by the way. Just watching the squirrels and the nature in Central Park. Hopefully this mic is working perfectly because it is great to go around. It doesn't take any space. We are gonna loop back and head home, and then I'm gonna start on the soup. Dinner is cooking. I'm gonna let it simmer for an extra 20 minutes and then it will hit the spot, I'm sure, because I got so cold coming back from the park and I am getting pretty hungry. This is such a cozy meal for me to do, especially in the winter or at the beginning of the spring. And the good thing is that I used all the veggies that were in my fridge, so I don't have to worry about throwing food away because I'm going on a trip in 4 nights from now. We'll be on the plane. I'm sure it's gonna last for 4 nights, and if not, I can always freeze and then I'll have my dinner when I get back from France. It still feels very surreal that I'm going home after 8 months, and my anxiety is through the roof right now. I mean, it's been really bad this past several months. I am definitely getting stressed about traveling. Try not to freak out, but I am definitely someone who, I don't know, I used to enjoy taking the plane and being so happy about it, and now maybe you're like me, but I don't really enjoy crowded places anymore and being stuck with a lot of people. Maybe I'm too much on my own and that's the problem, but we're not going to talk about this now. I think this video has been long enough. So if this was your first time on the channel, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if not, thank you for coming back. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. I really need your support on that. You can also like the video if you enjoyed this cozy vlog, and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, or if you have any requests on what you would like to see from me in France, and maybe I can manage to do it because I'm going first to see my family. So let's see what I can do. But I want to vlog, and the next one is probably gonna be me packing, going to JFK. Maybe I'll be flying and already in France. I don't know, I can't think about that right now, but I want to take you along with me. So stay put and let's travel together on the next vlog. Ciao!
Video. You've been there for Don't that, especially I live in biggest, but the which yeah, that why would I every and I just like stay to stay. It's only breathe. It's always a sore. The downside. Your first rodeo. I don't know what to say. Drawers are fine. It was totally this is like a flip. I won't see it. And this is not stress and forget about work. Not stress and forget about work. Not stress and shit. Enough. And as it the best.
Coming back from the front. I'm sure it's gonna keep.